Hello, everyone. It's Lauren, and I'm here at BroadwayCon. I'm very excited about this conversation because I've spoken to Libby before, but I don't have enough to talk about body image, body positivity, body neutrality. In this space, I'm really glad to be here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
So I wanted to talk about what you're doing here personally. You did a panel yesterday, and you have a book and a new book that you just launched. So tell me about those and how people can get their hands on them while they're not here.
Absolutely. So I came to BroadwayCon this year. I mean, obviously it's BroadwayCon, so who doesn't want to come? But I was speaking, and so I had a seminar yesterday, and it was titled "Body Positive Nutrition for Performers Both On and Off Stage," and it was really well received. We're talking about different issues that theater people face, theater athletes, as I like to call them. So not just the people who are literally performing on stage, but all the people backstage as well and involved. So whether it's tech or stage managers or whoever, everything's physical. It's, people in the theater, world theater athletes move their bodies and do things that normal people don't. And so we can apply a lot of sports nutrition aspects to that. And if you know me, you know I'm an eating disorder dietitian, and I am not about the diets and, crash dieting and weight loss and things like that. So I also approach it from we need to fuel our bodies, take care of and honor our bodies rather than just trying to fit an aesthetic and feeling like crap.
I attended with you the body positivity panel.
Yes.
And one thing that you brought up that I love is that it's more perspective.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Exactly. I mean, it is your instrument. We only get one body. No matter who you are, you get one shot at this, right? Like, yes, there are alterations and things you can do. There's surgery, but like literally, you got to keep this instrument, this vessel alive. And it not only physically, but mentally. And so I think even if people aren't at the place of loving their body, because that's not realistic for everyone every day, we need to be able to respect our body enough to take care of it. Because that's, again, we only get this one body. And regardless of what you feel about your body and your body image and all of that, it does things for you. If nothing else, it is keeping your heart beating so that you're alive right now. But it does so many things for us.
Last time we spoke, and I shared this with I had run a mini triathlon, and I was still a big girl when I did it, but I had trained for it once. I was really in the best shape of my life, but I look at pictures and I am like a lot of people consider fat. And I just kind of looked at that picture and said, right, because I'm like, yeah, these thighs, these big thighs, they made it to that finish line. So,
Yeah.
it was proud of it, but I think it was also a moment for me where it was like, I can do it. I can get what I got, and I can like you said, challenge, respect.
Yeah. Well, and I relate really closely to that too, because when I ran the only marathon I have run, I was at my highest weight ever. And I was training with, in the teens mile runs. And I think my longest training run was 22 miles. And, I went into that race at my highest weight, and I would not be able to run a marathon today. Like, I'm not trained for it. Like, that's where my body wanted to be right then. And it carried me across that finish line. I'm not winning any prizes at running, and I didn't go into it for that. But it was able to carry me across that line, and I was so proud of my body. That is literally the goal. I did my marathon bucket list, check. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm going to throw this one primarily to tell everyone to go follow the Broadway Body Positivity Project, Instagram, Facebook. There's a discussion group. So if you're interested in this, that's where those conversations are being had right now. And there are people that are much more informed than I am that are talking about that. And so I really want people to start having more of those conversations. But to, I think, just kind of start this, I think we need to dismantle the way casting has always been done. And so if we're looking at a show that's been, done before, because whenever we create a new work, like, it's completely open to interpretation, it hasn't been done yet. But when we're restaging a show that's been done before, we need to think about, does this person always need to look exactly the same? Is there anywhere in the script that says anything about size, color, ability? Is it relevant to the script? Sometimes it is extremely relevant, like particularly skin color or something. Like, there are things where that is part of the story, but there are a lot of roles that don't need to be a specific race, gender, size, whatever, that I don't even know all the ways we can explain diversity, but we need to, like, I think the casting directors, and again, I'm not in that role, so I don't know what goes on entirely in their mind, but I think casting directors need to have um, just more open thought process, be more open to new people coming in. Personally, I love seeing, and this isn't specific to diversity, but I love seeing the performers that came up through the rankings, not a movie star that came in and is headlining a Broadway show. Like, great, they can be wonderful. I can love them as an actor and everything, but I want to see the people who are doing the Broadway work. I want to see people that aren't just the big names there to bring in the cash. I want to see the people who are living the story. And that could be anyone. It's not specific to size or anything.
Absolutely. And I think we're seeing some diversity on stage right now. Some body of this production challenge systems, and it was gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
And part of hairspray trope or the self-loathing trope of
Yeah.
are just not a thing at all. Just
Yeah. Well, and I saw Company last night, and while it wasn't like widely diverse, like there was more diverse body sizes and race, and it really, I mean, and obviously they did the gender role reversal, and I love that production so much. I want to go back and see it again, and I think it was so cool they did it differently, which, I mean, I'm a Golden Age musical fan. I do like the chorus line of everyone looking the same and everything, but when there's these little ensemble pieces, I think it's really fun to change it up and see new interpretations. And like the gay couple doing Married Today, like, that was the best interpretation of that.
and it made it so much more relevant.
It was. And I could not point out a single actor in that cast that was not fully committed to the role and perfectly cast. Everyone brought it. They were living their character, and I was like, that. I loved every casting choice in that show was perfect.
We talked about when we were on the podcast before, a lot of body conscious issues start when you're a kid, but more going into the performance sphere arena. You get the amplified when you're in that college program, that college prep program. I'm hearing from so many young people that either were discouraged to audition, or they were told they were typecast, or they were told they have to lose a few pounds. So how can colleges do better, and how can students going into those programs make more informed choices?
Well, I'm going to start with a plug for myself because I'm actually working on licensing a health curriculum for BFA programs that is going to come from a weight neutral perspective and really educate performers and just theater people, anyone in the BFA theater, musical theater world, how to take care of your body for being a performer and stage theater athlete. So that's coming, and I might be having my first pilot program at a school in New York in spring 2023. So fingers crossed that happens. And I'm also writing the textbook to go along with that. That'll be widely available for anyone to purchase. So please follow along. The working title right now is That Healthy Stage Life. So check that out. But going back to your question of, what,
Your kids auditioning right now, and they're looking at these programs, and parents like me are probably asking a lot of questions. But if you have a child who doesn't fit into the course on course,
Yep.
then are there specific questions you should be asking the program's director or program instructors about this?
Yeah. Well, and I think this would particularly be a great question for the parents going in, because they can advocate for their kids as well. And I mean, obviously, you should advocate for yourself as well going into this, but ask about if someone doesn't fit the stereotypical type, ask, like, how are they going to be treated in the program? Are they realistically going to get cast in the school shows? Are they going to be given recommendations going out of school if they don't conform to the norm by the end? And I'm thinking particularly in like body size. I know some schools, I hope they're about done with it, but schools are doing weigh-ins, and there was weight requirements that they would have to meet even by graduation. I know there's a lawsuit starting to happen with one of the schools now because of all this and because of the eating disorders they've caused. So I think asking those questions up front, like, is my child, or am I going to be supported in this program, accepted, given opportunity? And, then they have to put in the work, of course. Like, it's school, you have to do the work. But if you're not given the opportunity, if you're not allowed to be in the room where it happens, then you need to look at a different school and spend your money differently.
When we were at the panel this morning, they were talking about sometimes how her body positivity, although it started out very positive as
Mhm.
a thing, has really turned into this commercial enterprise.
Yeah.
And they talked about body neutrality. You used the word weight neutrality.
Mhm.
Is that
So I don't, I guess, know the particular intricacies of the differences of, weight neutral or body neutral. For me, I just use whatever flows off the tongue easier, depending on what else is in the sentence around it. But I think, body neutrality or weight neutrality, either way, is a more inclusive way of saying it, and I think is more realistic for people, because body positivity has connotations with it, whether it is the original context, which does not fit everyone, or it's the, commercialized, like, yay, we all love our body every moment of every day. You're so awesome. And we should all stay fat and happy. Like, I feel like those are kind of the two camps of it. And that's not realistic or necessary for everyone. So I like, yeah, yes, exactly.
I love the way they explained it. It wasn't always being happy with yourself. It wasn't always being down on yourself. It was just being acknowledging
Yeah.
I love that description of it. So I think that's
Yeah.
listening carefully is good too.
Yeah.
See you soon.
And I think for a lot of people, it's very realistic too. And it's what I work with a lot of my clients on, is you can go from a place of self-loathing and hating your body and yourself and all that stuff. And you cannot see self-love at the other end of that tunnel. It is so far through the woods that it's not even on the map. But neutrality is something you could strive for, because it doesn't mean that you have to love yourself. To me, body neutrality is about respecting your body. It doesn't mean that everything is hunky-dory and that every day is amazing and you love yourself and you want to flaunt it. It could be, I honor that my body carried me through this day, and I'm going to honor it by taking care of it. So I'm going to, get health care. I'm going to feed it well. I'm going to attend to my mental health needs. I am going to buy clothes that fit it and not try to squeeze myself into something uncomfortable. It's really about, what do you need in that present moment that's going to just make you feel good and healthy.
So what's next for program to colleges.
Mm-hmm.
What else is happening?
Oh, I feel like I've always got a million projects, and honestly, my brain has been so on like get through BroadwayCon that I kind of forgot about the rest. So I'm writing that health book. I've also got 2 other books kind of on the back burner, but this is the top priority one. So we'll see if I ever get to those. Doing the class. I just published another book, so I technically have 4 books with my name on them right now, 2 solos and 2 collaborative works. So my first one, my baby, is Permission to Eat, and that is a book for eating disorder recovery. And then my most recent book is a workbook to accompany that, and so that's going to be far more interactive. I'm just waiting for it to get approved for print copies. It's available on Kindle right now, so go check it out on Amazon, 99 cents at the moment. But it's going to be really great because it's not only journal prompts, but it's activities to do as well. And there's some places to like draw pictures of certain things. And so I tried to make an interactive workbook. What else do I have going on? I just opened up some online consulting coaching services to take me a little bit further because if people don't know, as a dietitian, I'm a medical professional and I'm licensed state to state, so I can't work with people in everywhere in the world. So this gives a little more access, although I can't do the exact same things. So that's now available. Go ahead.
Where can people find you? Other than BroadwayCon until 6 o'clock.
Yeah, this probably won't be up by then. So they can find me on Instagram at the Broadway Dietitian, and my 2 websites are thebroadwaydietitian.com and notyouraveragenutritionist.com. Yeah, I'm so glad to be on here again. Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you so much, and safe travels home.
Thank you too.
I think
Probably. Thank you.